Should I bring up Wilson County again?
She's bringing up Wilson County. Look, welcome back, everyone. You recognize her. To know her is to love her. Let me see. Your official title, are you president, Ellen?
I am.
Ellen Lehman is president of the Community Foundation. And Wilson County is part of this. A lot of counties are. The Big Payback.
40 counties.
6th year of the Big Payback.
6th year.
Is it possible some people still maybe aren't fully aware of what the Big Payback is about?
It is absolutely possible and probable.
Okay, that's why, Ellen, you're on this morning to talk about it. And we want to let you know. All right. Give folks again, when this wonderful idea came to fruition 5 years ago, and this is the 6th year, what the concept is.
The concept is that nonprofit organizations here are absolutely critical to our life.
Right.
The reason we want to live here is because people help us when we need it. And the range of nonprofit organizations keeps growing and changing, and the needs of the community keep growing and changing. And so what we're trying to do is make it possible for people who have received the benefit of nonprofit organizations to contribute to their continuing success.
Okay. All right. So, anyone can do that any day of the week to
Yes.
their favorite charities. The difference is on May 2nd, you've pulled together on one day the whole idea of being able to give, and all the charities are in one place. So maybe people who haven't given before and they're not sure what's there, they can go in there and decide, I want my money to go here, 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 here.
Yes. The minimum gift is $10, and the very first year, the day after the Big Payback, a friend walked in, sat down in our conference room and said, that was the funnest shopping spree I have ever done. Cool. And she had gotten on to support one organization about which she knew, and she looked around and she found all these other organizations that she'd heard of but never actually supported. And lo and behold, at the end of the day, she had given 25 $10 gifts.
See, wow. Okay, so she gave quite a bit of money, but now does that, I'm just curious in that way, is that, in your mind, I know your answer is going to be it doesn't matter, but is it better to give, $250 to one organization as a big chunk, or separating $10 to 25?
So the reality is these $10 really matter.
Okay, because it adds up, because if everyone does that, and that's the whole point.
And we have already had 24,000 people self-report that they have given to an organization they had not previously supported.
Or they probably didn't know about them.
Right.
That's the thing. This is a chance to find out about how do the ones that no one knows about even survive, because they're getting private donations from just from a few individuals. How do these ones that I'm sure if I went on there, there'd be, I'm sure, dozens. Okay, because we're talking more than dozens, and I'm going to say I didn't even know they existed.
Absolutely.
And I'll say, but that sounds great. How do they even survive?
So you can search on the Big Payback.
Okay,
BigPayback.org.
That's where you go to do all this.
That's where you go to do all this, and you can search there to see what organizations are on there from Wilson County, what organizations are on there from Rutherford County. You can look for causes that you care about.
Right.
You can look for just about you can search by every metric.
Yeah.
And so it is a great opportunity to look around and see how much good is happening throughout the 40 counties that we serve because of these nonprofit organizations. A lot of them are mom and pop kind of things, but the reality is that people in this community rely on and count on nonprofit organizations to be here when they're needed. They may not think that it's ever about them, but if they were born in a nonprofit hospital, if they went to a school, if they went to, every time they set in their foot into a church or a synagogue or a mosque, they are taking advantage of the fruits of these nonprofit organizations.
Yeah.
And I think part of the justification for having this day is that it creates synergy. A rising tide really does float all boats, and this is a way for people to get on the site, understand that they can pay back to the organizations they have heard of and the organizations they may not have heard of.
Yep.
Another example is 2010 when the flood came. We had organized a group of nonprofit organizations which had a division of labor. So this one was going to help with volunteers, and this one was going to help with food, and this one was going to help with, and it worked. It was pivotal to our recovery that those nonprofits were there when we needed them.
That's what's great. So there are nonprofits that are on the national scale. There's local. Some of them here that you may go to are here with a national umbrella. But the whole motto of this,
Live here, give here.
Which makes sense. The money that you give, hopefully, it'll stay here. And how is, by the way, after May 2nd, it's all come in and it's been pledged, then the money, how does it come in and get divvied up? Does it get sent to, how does that work? I'm just wondering the logistics behind it afterwards.
So the online world is very helpful.
Yep.
We're not waiting around for people to drop off checks, but if they want to do that, they can.
Credit card or something?
Yep.
Or debit. And that's, so online you can say, well, I'm going to give to this animal rescue.
Right.
And you punch in that $10. Like the person that you said that gave out 225 $10 checks to.
Yep.
Just to each one.
It wasn't checks. It was on a credit card.
Credit card, of course, that's easier. And he or she just punched that in, and it went directly to those.
Yes.
So they get it almost.
So none of the money comes to us unless someone chooses us on that day during that time.
I see. Okay.
What we are is we're a host.
Yeah.
We have brought these organizations together, and the synergy that they create is what makes the day fun. We have a real-time leaderboard.
Keep track
that's like popcorn, watching that. And we have the ability to have people come to the office if they're not comfortable with making an online gift. Because we want everyone to come together and to participate.
Well, maybe someone doesn't have a credit card or whatever. They can come by, or they can, I don't know if they can mail a check. I don't know how that works. I'm curious, what's been at the top of the leaderboard most of these past years? Are there certain charities that
there are, but there's been a big change over the course of time.
What were they?
So one of them was the Elephant Sanctuary that has people who love them and only watch online because they live all over the world.
Yep.
Elephants are, I hate to say a dying breed, but
the sanctuary is wonderful. Yeah, so the sanctuary was a big draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
And truthfully, when we talk about this, we need to talk about the fact that the animal welfare folks, the nonprofits, we have 75 of them registered for this. We also have 121 who are in the arts community, and so it really is inclusive.
Give me an example of an arts community charity, or what do they do?
So in Wilson County, there is I'm going to get the initials wrong probably, but it's the Arts and Heritage Museum, I think. They are currently working on a suffragette statue for that area.
See, I was not aware of that. That's pretty cool.
And yeah, it is. And they are going to be out there hustling and trying to get more people to chip in for what they've done, but it is an arts organization. We also have some historic preservation things, like Hard Bargain in Williamson County. And it's just,
so a lot of it,
it's arts to zoology.
And it can be, and you mentioned the Elephant Sanctuary, which has followers all around the world, but something like what you just described there with the suffragette movement is very local. That's Wilson County. If I lived in Wilson County, I could see why someone maybe in Davidson County wouldn't want to give to that, even though that's a worthy statue to have. But you can get real local. You can get something that's down the road from you almost, if it's something, animal rescue or something along those lines. And I'm just curious too, how many nonprofits would you guess are there in Middle Tennessee? Because I can't imagine there's many more than what you have signed up. There's 964 this year, which is the most ever. Are there some that, for whatever reason, aren't signing up?
Yes.
How many? I mean, how many charities do you think we have in Middle Tennessee?
On givingmatters.com, which is a website that we host, there are about 1,800 local nonprofits.
Why would they not all sign up? I mean, they're welcome, right?
Some of them may have other sources of money that are more useful to them, or this is only a one day a year, 24-hour period.
I just want to be part of it, I suppose.
Right.
And boy, you guys have raised like $12 million in donations over the past 5. I want to throw up, since we have like 3 minutes left, let's just get to the nuts and bolts for people saying, all right, now how do I do this? We have a full-page graphic. I also have this big board here, but it's going to be the same thing you'll see when Mary Elena puts it up. But all right, so how do people do this now? All right, so what time on May 2nd?
Starts at midnight and ends at midnight.
And ends at midnight. Okay, so that's 24 hours, and it is something where you go online at, doesn't say on that card.
The Big Payback.org.
Just add .org on there. thebigpayback.org. And then you just go ahead. There it is, right underneath, of course. And and that's where the minimum donation is $10.
Right.
Okay.
Everybody can participate.
All right. So meaning minimum donate, you can't go $10 and $5 to each. It's 10 to someplace. All right. And have you got some massive giant donations over the years? I'm just curious. Several $1,000s. Or is it-
Yes, we have.
Okay.
And probably we will again this year. I have no idea.
But what I
where
really
they'll go.
like about it is you may have thousands and thousands of people that go on that site that just give smaller amounts. It doesn't have to be the $10,000 donation, but there's so many people doing it, it just adds up. Last year, how many people maybe donated?
About 23,000.
23,000. And as you said, some of the donors are not necessarily just coming from Middle Tennessee.
Right.
Depending on the charity, you may be getting calls and money from overseas even.
Yep, absolutely.
Around the country. Is this going to be the biggest one yet?
Well, I hope so.
Record total includes 118 organizations representing 23 counties.
That are brand new. They've never
brand new.
participated.
All right, community improvement, education, health services, youth development, animal welfare, health, I guess mention that, housing, shelter, all those. Boy, it's a bunch of stuff. It's interesting. I wonder, I could punch in there if I was interested. I'm a beekeeper, like beekeeping or something like that. If there's some organization, and there are, beekeeping associations. I don't know if they're involved with some of these. Whatever your personal passion is of something like that, there may be a charity that dedicates some time to it.
Right, and you can also get on the website, thebigpayback.org, and you can look for causes that you care about.
Okay, right.
And there is a description of each one of the 964 organizations that are participating.
Okay.
So if you see something that might have B in the name of it, you can go get on there
Go
and
check
look
it out.
and see whether or not it suits you.
I love what you said about what that one person mentioned to you, Ellen, about this is the best shopping spree I ever had. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get on there and I'll maybe budget $100, whatever, and I'll go through and divvy it up. It's going to be fun. Everyone do that. Ellen, thank you.
Thanks.
Keep doing it every year. You guys do great work over there.
Well,
Appreciate it.
you're very kind.
Back with a programming note, and I'll give you that website one more time right after this. Stay with us. Thank you.